Hey, all you freaks, geeks, and weirdos out there, it's time for another edition of Circus of Chaos. Today, we're in Arcata, California at the Kinetic Grand Championship. So we're going to spend the next 3 days experiencing surf, sand, sweat, seaweed, and pure chaos. So let's check it out. Welcome to the Kinetic Grand Championship, the world's first and possibly only triathlon, where engineering genius collides head-on with complete madness. This just isn't a race, it's a 3-day endurance gauntlet across the unpredictable terrain of Humboldt County.
Everybody thinks it's a bicycle race. No, it's not. This is a big deal. This is a human-powered triathlon of the art world,
where teams pilot massive human-powered sculptures over roads, through sand dunes, steep hills, and straight into the open waters of Humboldt Bay. Yes, water. Because apparently someone looked at a bicycle and thought, this needs to float. These machines, called kinetic sculptures, are entirely human-powered. No motors, no shortcuts, just pedals, gear, and the kinds of mechanical ambition that ignores common sense entirely. Each one is a rolling piece of art. Giant dragons, submarines, dinosaurs, and things that defy classifications or explanation. Built to survive a brutal course that punishes weak design and rewards sheer stubbornness. But here's the twist. This race isn't about who's the fastest. It's about who survives.
Either make it or you don't. Sink or float. Go big or go home.
Teams are judged just not on speed, but on engineering, artistry, and something called glory.
For the glory!
Which loosely translates to style, spirit, and how spectacularly you refuse to quit when everything falls apart. And it will fall apart.
The big obstacle is getting through the gravel pit. You can break your axle, wheels can come off.
Wait a minute, what happened here?
It's called a delamination, and it's because the tubes are 30 years old and the fabric gives out after you fold it 1,000 billion times.
So sorry to hear about this tragic event, but that's okay. Have been victimized.
So what's your team name?
We are part of the Kinetic Cops. This is the Kinetic Cop Paddy Wagon.
And someone took you out.
We believe it is evil Princess Chelsea.
Axle snap, wheels sink, entire machines can collapse like a mechanical dinosaur meeting their extinction event. But still, they push on. Because finishing this race doesn't earn you a trophy, it earns you immortality, at least in Humboldt.
We never give up.
When we come back, we'll ask how this all got started, and later, meet some teams who prep like crazy before the race. All coming up on Circus of Chaos.
Looking for something wonderfully unusual? Discover the Hunt Shop in the heart of Ferndale. From vintage-inspired decor and oddities to collectibles, gifts, art, and all things delightfully strange, there's something around every corner to spark your imagination. Visit the Hunt Shop in Ferndale, California today. Strange, spooky, and always welcoming.
Welcome back to the Circus of Chaos coverage of the Kinetic Grand Championship. Now, how did something this insane even start? It all goes back to 1969, in the nearby town of Ferndale, when a local artist named Hobart Brown welded together a bizarre 5-wheeled contraption and entered it into a parade. He didn't just win, he started a movement. That one strange machine sparked an idea. What if art didn't just sit still? What if it moved, struggled, competed? By 1973, That idea evolved into the first official kinetic sculpture race, complete with a new philosophy from Brown himself: art that moves people, and sometimes breaks down doing it. From there, it escalated quickly. The course expanded, the machines got bigger, the obstacles got meaner, and the glory exploded. And the event grew into a 3-day spectacle known as the Kinetic Grand Championship. It's a full-blown cultural phenomenon, part race, part art show, part endurance test, and part beautiful disaster. Because in Humboldt County, victory is optional, but glory, that's mandatory. But before we jump into the race on day 1, let's rewind and take a tour across the state to see what the teams go through to prepare for this event. Hidden inside an industrial building in Arcata sits the beating heart of kinetic madness. This is the Kinetic Lab. For decades, artists, welders, dreamers, mechanics, and total lunatics have gathered here to prepare for one of the most grueling human-powered races on Earth, the Kinetic Grand Championship. And with race day closing in, the pressure's on.
Right now we're on Operation Steering.
Inside the lab, teams are racing against the clock. Team Stoke is transforming cedar and redwood into a rolling surf wagon straight out of a prehistoric beach party.
Here we have our amazing woody wagon here, all made out of real cedar and old-growth redwood.
Team Sparkles and Rhinestones is bringing a giant animated horse to life, with blinking eyes, moving lips, and enough mechanics underneath to rival a carnival ride.
Oh, June is insane. What she's able to do, I mean, every one of these machines that she makes, it's a giant puppet. If you go and look up underneath, you know, there's all these ropes and pulleys. There's so many moving parts to all of them. And if you actually go inside of the art and are able to see all the hinges and springs and all these different pieces, she makes all of these connection points by hand.
Nearby, the Kinetic A-Team's building an Alice in Wonderland-inspired machine almost entirely from salvaged parts.
Making everything from scratch. I mean, this is a head tube off of a bike. We're just finding and making it work.
And across the shop, Team 420 prepares hooker and ladder, while Hamtastic Glory gets ready for an ambitious solo run across 50 brutal miles of road, sand, mud, and water.
I make everything look good and come up with weird ideas. I design the hacks, and my friend Graham Payne helped me deconstruct and then fabricate all the hacks.
But this place is more than welding and weird machines. For many, the Kinetic Lab is home, a place where outsiders become teammates and creativity becomes survival. And to those creators with artistic hearts,
They fit in here and they find purpose in life. And we're here to help them feel like their ideas are worth something. And they are.
veterans like Ken Beetleman and June Moxon have spent decades passing down knowledge that can't be found online or bought in a store.
A lot of the skills that are needed are welding, general fabrication of working with materials that you've never worked with before. Most people have never worked with this stuff before. We're taking bicycle parts and pieces and stuff and putting them together like they're not supposed to. They're not supposed to do this. It's supposed to be a bicycle. Now we've turned into this Franken bike, and all of a sudden it's gotten out of control.
How to build wheels that survive sand dunes, how to float a 1,000-pound sculpture, or how to keep moving when everything breaks.
I'm getting ready to work some ears and eyes. I gotta check all the elastic now because it's been a few years old.
For those teams, the Kinetic Grand Champion isn't just a race. It's engineering, art, and organized chaos. And inside the Kinetic Lab, the madness is just getting started.
I'm Becky Taylor, captain of team formerly known as, and this is Impromptu, a race to remember. We decided to take it to another step this year. So here we are doing an 80s prom theme, and then we have a whole dance that's happening along with our machine. Prom king and queen need a limo to go to the prom in, so our engineer / mechanic is creating a limo for us to ride in.
You're just trying to keep it as light as you possibly can. You know, the biggest challenge is, you know, strength and keeping it as light as possible. A machine, you know, it gets worked. It gets worked in you know, weather, so you never know what the weather's gonna be. So you just kind of make the best of it.
We want to bring a lot of pageantry. We went really big last year, decided to go even bigger this year.
What does it take to create an 80s dance party?
A friend who has danced or has done dance before and is willing to tackle putting together a routine for us. A crew that's willing to be silly and learn how to do something that's hard.
It's the best, actually. I'm a peon for life.
I'm the peon for life.
I'm an equipment manager. Peon.
I hope that you are physically fit.
It just gets bigger and better each time. These are my kind of weirdos doing my kind of things.
You have your idea for what your thing's gonna be, and you start building it. This year we're doing flightless, which is a message to people to fly less. And we're combining it with penguins, which are flightless. And as we pump more CO2 into the atmosphere, there's less ice for the penguins. And there's also less future for us. So we have the big piece of art. It's a crashed airplane to get people into the conversation. The clock ticks and ticks and ticks, and you get to a month before the race. It's like, oh, there's still all these other things. You get 2 weeks before the race, and suddenly it's like all of a sudden you're doing 20-hour days getting ready for the race. You do it, and you have a good time.
So on any given work day, you'd see people painting on the craft. You would see grinding, sparks going. The artwork on our craft, we had plastic big barrels that we could use for flotation, and we decided not to just use them for flotation, but also for decoration. And those plastic barrels became bee shapes. Bees are really important. They're really important to agriculture. They're really important to food production. We believe that climate change is happening and it's affecting bees. And so our thought was Plan B is a little bit tongue-in-cheek. It's very happy, it's very cute. We like kind of spreading joy and cheer.
Day one of the Kinetic Grand Championship kicks off in Arcata, California, and if you've never witnessed this glorious madness before, prepare yourself. The historic Arcata Plaza transforms into ground zero for one of the strangest and most demanding human-powered races on Earth. Before the noon whistle blows, the plaza becomes a rolling circus of kinetic sculptures circling the square in full pageantry mode. But these teams are more than just racers. Every kinetic crew is built like a tiny traveling army of weirdos, each with a specific role to play in surviving the course. The pilots are the engines. These are the maniacs inside the sculpture, pedaling, steering, and physically powering these giant machines across miles of brutal terrain. When the dunes hit, when the water crossing starts, or if the wheels break apart halfway through nowhere, the pilots are the ones still trapped inside and pushing forward. The captain is the field general. Every team usually has somebody calling the shots. Managing repairs, motivating exhausted teammates, and somehow keeping the entire operation from collapsing into total disaster. The pit crew are the mechanics and emergency responders.
We are transitioning to sand, so we're putting on our sand tires and we're going to change into sand gear.
These people sprint alongside the sculpture, making repairs, changing wheel configurations, stabilizing the machine in sand and mud, and keeping the whole thing alive long enough to reach the next checkpoint. Then there are the peons, the beautiful exhausted backbone of the kinetic universe. Peons do whatever the team needs. Push, pull, carry parts, hold ropes, dig wheels out of sand, drag broken sculptures uphill. If the machine stops moving, the peons become the horsepower, and there's no glory without the peons. And finally, the barnacles, the unofficial legends hanging onto the edges of madness. Friends, supporters, artistic weirdos, and chaos goblins attached to teams in one way or another, sometimes helping, sometimes heckling, and sometimes just surviving the ride alongside everybody else. The racers head towards the beach, and then the dunes as the first real test of their skills. Now the party may be over for the racers on day one, but the party's just getting started behind me here at the Rutabaga Ball. Let's check it out. Enter the glitter-soaked fever dream known as the Rutabaga Ball, where crowns are earned, dignity is optional, and sanity is politely asked to wait outside.
It's the biggest party that we can put together, honey, because this community deserves nothing less.
This is the official coronation ceremony of the Kinetic Grand Championship, the legendary human-powered art race where engineering meets insanity and apparently vegetables get their own monarchy. Do I have to bring Rutabaga to get in?
No, you bring glory and cash.
It all started back in 1973. When a certified eccentric named Barbara Ludwig decided the race needed a queen. So she crowned herself, no election, no approval, no hesitation, just raw, unfiltered confidence. And like all great questionable decisions, it became a tradition. Since then, dozens of Rutabaga queens have ruled over this bizarre empire, each one tasked with one sacred duty: have fun. Look at this, there's all kinds of crazy stuff in here. Wait, what is this trinket exchange? Leave a trinket, take a trinket? How does it work?
Yeah, this is the trinket exchange. You bring me something cool, I give you something cool.
Any ordinary citizen could step forward, transform into something fabulous, and fight for the crown. No experience required and no shame permitted. One minute you're watching royalty emerge, the next minute you're questioning every life decision that brought you here. Because at its core, the Rutabaga Ball isn't about winning. It's about community, creativity, and celebrating the beautifully weird people brave enough to stand on stage.
I am running tonight. I have yet to be Rutabaga royalty, but I hear that once you're a princess for life. So even if I don't win, I'm royalty now.
So you're gonna have to dazzle them tonight with something, right?
Well, I hope to blind people with my costumes and distract them with the shiny so they don't see my lack of skill. It's worked for me so far.
So whether you arrive as royalty or leave as a traumatized witness, one thing is certain: the Rutabaga Ball doesn't just crown queens, it creates legends. And here in this kingdom of chaos, the crown belongs to whoever dares to take it.
Hallelujah, it's raining queens.
And we'll be right back
On Circus of Chaos!
That is a good slice of 3-cheese lasagna sound. Now introducing Cousin Dave's Lasagna Sandwiches, only offering the finest cheeses, sauces, and local garlic sourdough toast. Look for a food truck in your neighborhood. Slap 2 slices of sourdough garlic toast with your favorite 3-cheese lasagna and you got yourself a sandwich. Our lasagna sandwiches are rated 5 stars. It's Cousin Dave's Lasagna Sandwiches. Get one today. Day 2 of the Kinetic Grand Championship kicks off with the big splashdown in Humboldt Bay. This is where sink or swim comes in. Once you get your sea legs down, and head off into the bay, you need to stay afloat. And getting out of the water is another challenge. Seaweed, slime, and sliding happens. Once the teams are out, the next phase through Eureka happens. The easy part of the course. And this is where I come in. So it looks like we're gonna be hopping on board Plan B's one of their rigs. So looks like we'll take this show on the road. After careful gear prep, wheel checks, and float removals, we're off. What's the funnest part? I mean, here we are, we're on the track. I mean, is it interacting with other riders or the people or what?
Honestly, I have to say it's all the lead up to this, like the getting together once a month every weekend to work on the craft. That's kind of my favorite thing. And then the race is awesome too.
Since Plan B isn't acing it, that means what exactly?
Oh, that means a couple of things. One is that we get to do lots of things the other crafts can't do, lots of teams, the acing teams cannot do, like change pilots. So we change pilots regularly.
Have people like me hop on?
Yeah, things like that.
And if the teams weren't tired from all that activity. There's a very steep and heart-pounding Lolita Hill.
This is definitely one of the harder parts. Luckily we got the gears for it, we just got to take it real slow.
Is this one of the hardest parts of the course?
Actually, yes it is. It's very long.
And what is this called?
Building's Mile.
The end of day 2 is a 4-mile slog out Cannibal Island Road. Gravel potholes, pretty much one lane between the cow pastures to Crab Park, where the crafts and most of the racers stay overnight. This has limited parking and is exclusive to the racers. It's the closest thing you'll get to a Kinetic Burning Man. When we come back, day 3 of the Kinetic Grand Championship, where teams face the mighty Eel River before they make it to the finish line in downtown Ferndale. It's day 3 of the Kinetic Grand Championship, where exhausted racers face one final obstacle before reaching the finish line in downtown Ferndale. Here, under the bridge on the Eel River, racers are fighting against current, wind, rocks, sand, deep water, and cold temperatures. The mighty Eel River. And by day 3, these teams are already running on fumes, bad decisions, and glory. Because crossing the Eel River is in a gentle paddle downstream. Some teams glide across like majestic engineering geniuses. Others spin in circles like abandoned shopping carts caught in the coastal winds. Meanwhile, pit crews scream conflicting instructions from shore while racers pedal like their lives depend on it. Because honestly, at this point, they kinda do. And emergency crews are on standby to help stranded racers. And somehow, against all odds, the survivors emerge from the river soaked, sleep-deprived, slightly traumatized, and ready for one final push into Ferndale. And that's where the mood changes. Because once these battered teams roll into downtown Ferndale, the suffering suddenly turns into celebration. Crowds line Main Street, cheering for machines that somehow survive 3 straight days of environmental punishment. The racers limp across the finish line with absolute glory. Some teams arrive victorious, some arrive barely functioning, and some arrive held together entirely by zip ties, duct tape, and blind optimism. How did it feel coming into a parade of fantastic people here in Ferndale?
This is the highlight of the whole weekend. I wouldn't do this. I'm coming from Denver, Colorado. I'm gonna tell you people now, if you're local, you've got to enter this. This is the best 3 days, and I come every year for this.
It's a fun thing, but it's a hard thing. And it reminds me that people can come together to do hard things. And so that makes me really hopeful.
You've got to come to this once. That you can't explain it until you've been here, but it's art, it's pageantry, it's engineering. People put in a lot of work and effort and sweat, and it's something that they live for. It's just our passion, and we come here every year, Memorial Day weekend.
But every single team that makes it to Ferndale earns the same thing: legend status.
Team Pineapple, you made it!
We made it! You're glorious! We had a glorious time. All the volunteers were so great. All the other teams were so great. The weather couldn't ask for nicer.
Because finishing the Kinetic Grand Championship isn't just surviving a race, it's surviving organized mechanical insanity and earning the glory. That's it for today's episode, so until next time,
For the glory!
we are in Arcata, California, and we've got some fantastic yellow vests. Here we go. Well, the party may be over for the racers on day one, but the party's just getting started right here at the Rutabaga Ball. Let's take a look. Ah, crap. Someone broke into a car. What's happening? Well, the party may be over for the racers on day one, but the party's just started. Yeah, that wasn't that. I'm like a fat bumblebee. Look at this. I thought I had to bring Rutabaga to get in, but that's not the case, right?
I wish we'd have a lot of cooler trinkets.
Oh my gosh, what's going on here? Is this a weapon or a big pencil?
It's both.
I got sand in my boot right now. I don't know what's happening.
Cousin Dave, you better get that taken care of. It's gonna be a problem.
A berserker.
A berserker? Does that mean you might freak out and sting me or what?
I just have a lot of energy.
This is Battle Wax. She's helping me get my helmet on.
Pushing it down.
All right, yeah, smash it in there. Give me a little chin strap action there.
Oh, no, I don't think it's gonna fit.
Is my chin too fat or what's happening?
It's all your beard. Let me loosen it for you.
You know, I am allergic to
I think
bees.
you're gonna have to take that hat off.
All right.
That cool hat needs to
That's
come
what
off.
happens. See, it's technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Hey, can you hold the steering wheel for a second?
Yes.
All right. Hold it. Hold the steering wheel. This one.
Oh, that
doesn't
steering
steer.
wheel. That doesn't steer.
Okay,
This
too
does.
late.
Okay, got it. Got it. Eat our beeswax. Are you driving to San Francisco, LA, Oakland? Worried about your Tesla or $90,000 truck from getting trashed? Who wants to pay those prices anyway? Try Cousin Dave's Crappy Cars. We have the most crappy cars that are worry-free of break-ins, theft, or damage. Why worry when it's already broken? Bad paint? Loaded with trash? Blood on the fender? Who cares? We have it all at Cousin Dave's Crappy Cars. We have many models to choose from, like this 1998 Ford Taurus that leaks from the moonroof. These cars are great. You can work on them yourself, and the government can't turn them off. How about this 2001 Chevy Astro van with mold, rust, and blood? Maybe something a bit smaller, like this 2006 Honda Civic with missing passenger seats to make room for lumber. Cousin Dave's Crappy Cars. Cars so bad, the bombs won't break in.